Hi everyone, thank you for watching. On today's video I'm going to be showing you this icy blue, wintry, quite Christmassy set of nails. So I started by doing a ombre nail on the index finger. I used Glitterbels Seafoam Crush Glitter on my first bead. I started right near the top and feathered down the nail. I do go in with a second bead just to drag that glitter further down the nail. I don't normally do my ombre nail this way. I do tend to start at the cuticle with the acrylic I'm going to be using and work my way up, and the last thing I do is put the glitter on. I did do it this way. I don't think I was sure what I was going to do with the nail, to be honest, to begin with, so it still works. You can still do it this way. It's just personal preference, so I do it differently on the other hand, but at least you can see two ways of doing it. So as you can see, I've gone in with a nude acrylic. This is Pink Opal by Glitterbels. I've gone in 3/4 of the way down the nail, just put a small bead to create an apex, just feathered that back slightly over the glitter to create a blend. I go in with a second bead towards the cuticle, push down towards the cuticle slightly, and then feather back over that apex. So because I've done the ombre different to how I would normally do it, it has taken me a bit longer to perfect the blend, to neaten up the edges, just to get it how I'm happy with it. So you can just see me adding bits of glitter, bits of nude. I'm just basically trying to tidy that blend and get it blended as best as possible. So here I go in with Glitterbels Seafoam Crush Glitter, starting at the cuticle and dragging that up the nail slightly. I go in with a second bead from the tip and drag that down slightly to meet in the middle. Just creates a thin layer of glitter. I then go in with a clear acrylic, Glass Slippers by Glitterbel, to create another thin layer to cap that glitter in. So on this nail I've already done a thin layer of clear acrylic powder. I didn't want to do another blue nail. I wanted to do something a bit different, so we've decided to keep the nail fully clear and just have a little bit of glitter going across the middle. So I've applied the thin layer of acrylic. I'm now applying a thin layer of the Seafoam Crush Glitter in a sort of swooping motion across the nail, and I cover with some loose iridescent stars. I do cap the stars onto the glitter, but I haven't got on video me capping the full nail with clear acrylic, although I do that at a later date. I've just not caught it on camera. You can see the finished result at the end on this nail though. So I've come back to the nail that I've just applied glitter to and capped with clear acrylic. I want to do a sort of net style on this nail, so I'm going in with some netting fabric. I previously dipped the fabric into some clear powder as I feel like it stops the fabric from sticking to the acrylic on the nail. I push over the nail and pull down either side. This gives the acrylic a sort of bumpy effect. It doesn't show on the clip, but I do go in with a white acrylic over the top of that. I've done it again on the other hand, so I'll come back to it a bit later. So this nail, I'm just capping the glitter and stars with some clear acrylic. It went off the camera, but I did cap the rest of the nail with acrylic as well. So on this nail, I'm going in with Glitterbels Snowdrops White acrylic powder. I'm doing an ombre style nail on this one as well, but I'm going in with white, and I'm going to use the Seafoam Crush Glitter from the tip and pull it down into the cuticle. So for the second part of the video, we did decide to change the camera angle slightly, just because it's a bit of a clearer picture. You see it from the client's point of view. It's just seeing the designs from a different angle, basically, clearer for the pattern. So With this one, the thumb, I've gone in with an ombre using Glitterbels Ocean Jewel Blue Acrylic Powder. I started at the tip and feathered it down slightly. I did do 2 beads of acrylic powder because the nails are so long. I then go in to the apex of the nail using Glitterbels Pink Opal. It's sort of a pinky nude acrylic powder, this. It really complements the blue. So I'm just feathering that back up the nail to create a blend. I then go in with a second bead of Pink Opal. I start near the cuticle, feather down towards the cuticle and pull up to create an apex. So on this nail I go in with the Seafoam Crush Glitter Acrylic Powder again, starting at the cuticle and pulling back. I then do a bead at the top and pull down to meet in the middle. Actually on this one I'm doing 3 beads because it's so long. The beads were obviously smaller than usual. So for this nail I wanted to create a marbly type of nail. So I've gone in with my Snowdrops White acrylic powder and my Ocean Jewel by Glitterbels. I've just done 2 small beads together and applied at the cuticle. I then go in with a small bead of blue acrylic, small bead of white and a very, very small bead of silver. I use circular motions to drag the colours together. I then start from the top and work my way down, dragging it from right to left. On this type of nail you do need to work with the acrylic really wet, so there's lots of movement and flexibility with the acrylic. Obviously it does cause sort of bumps and lumps of the nail. You can just drag these around while it's wet, just neaten up the free edge and then file the rest once the acrylic has set. Continue with small beads down the nail, drag from right to left, and each bead, the closer it gets to the end, just make smaller and smaller so you're not left with too much product. It does look difficult, but with practice it does get easier. I then just fill in any small gaps with little beads of acrylic and just blend them out, make sure the acrylic's really wet just to create a full nail. I'll cap this nail later. So on this nail I've decided to do another ombre, so I've gone in with the Pink Opal acrylic powder, started at the cuticle and dragged it up the nail, feathered slightly. I've applied a second bead to create an apex and feathered that again towards the tip of the nail. I've then gone in with my Seafoam Crush Glitter Acrylic Powder, started at the top with a big bead and dragged down the nail. Just blended that into the acrylic to create the ombre effect. So for the little finger I've decided to go in and do a glass style nail again. So I've done the curved S shape in Seafoam Crush across the middle of the nail. I apply a couple of little stars and cap with the glass slippers clear acrylic powder, and once that's set I then go in later on and cap with clear acrylic powder to create a thicker, fuller nail. So I've gone back to this nail to cap with clear acrylic powder. I'm going to be doing the netting fabric again on this nail, so it's a really good chance for you to see how I do it up close. So I've gone in with a bead of clear acrylic, drag down, I just apply a very small amount to the top because I didn't quite drag it down in one. So once the acrylic's almost set, you want to take your netting fabric again, place over the top, support the finger with your index finger underneath and pull on the acrylic. As you can see, the acrylic is starting to bump through the fabric. Just hold that there for a couple of seconds and then gently peel off the acrylic. I then go in with a very small bead of Snowdrops White acrylic. I use a small bead just before the cuticle and drag down the nail just to cover all that raised acrylic. Just wait for it to seep through and let the acrylic set. I then go back to my ombre thumb. I'm just going to apply some stars in an S shape up the nail. So I apply a small layer of clear acrylic powder for these stars to stick to and to also cap that blend. I use my acrylic brush to just dip in, apply to the nail, and I can just drag about using the acrylic powder. I do that all the way up the nail, and then I just cap with a small layer again of clear acrylic powder. So there I've just gone in with some foil on the marble nail, and I'm capping with clear acrylic powder. I go in and cap most of the other nails and file where needs to be filed. I didn't actually record me filing the nails, as that will be on as a separate tutorial in a different video, so I've just sped it on up, capped all the nails and filed. As you can see, that's where I filed the nails, and now I'm going in with my Glitterbels No Wax top coat just to finish off the nails. So I'll speed this one up because it's not the best video and attach the pictures at the end.